Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at Apple. Apple finally seeing that bullish strength that we were waiting for. We had a beautiful inside bar set up. Market really dragged us down on Friday, but today it did not, and we're seeing good follow through and good volume and just a lot of good momentum for the bulls. A daily resistance at 226.42, and today's high day is going to be important for us as we head into pre-market and after hours action. So nice to see this strength. We're going to go ahead and clear our charts because we're now focused on the upside, and for consolidation, we need to check out the hourly time frame because that's going to be the most pertinent. On the hourly time frame, we are overbought at 70.52. Beautiful hourly bull flag setting up. So really, we want to stay inside this range. I don't want to see us dip below 223.50. I'd like to see a couple more cycles to the upside, and really, it would be nice to break this during regular trading action. But as we know, it's unlikely to happen. We'll probably peter out and just move sideways and see where we are tomorrow during that pre-market session, knowing that we have this hourly momentum behind us, seeing if the bulls can't get some nice ranges established and see if we can't continue. That'll give the hourly time frame a lot of time to cool off and see if we can't get a good run at 226.42. That's what I will be waiting for tomorrow, looking for signs of strength, see if the market will let us do that, and we will anticipate and hope for some good trade setups and opportunities tomorrow. So keep an eye on Apple. Hey guys, taking a look at Netflix. Nice little green day today. Unremarkable volume, but we did get a new high on this daily trend over top of 268.05, which is nice. We established a new low as a support, so that's also nice. But for the most part, we haven't really changed the overall daily downtrend. We've set a low, and now we're going to see if we can't set a lower high. We got a long way to go to 299.15, so a straight shot and a lower high is very unlikely. More than likely, we're going to get a 4-hour trend change that may turn into its own daily trend by establishing a high and a higher low and then a higher high there, eventually working its way back up to the 299 resistance, in which case it will become a major point for us to be cautious about as bulls theoretically approach that level. But in the meantime, we'll be watching the sub time frames, looking for some trends and looking for bulls to maintain a low over 252.28. That's a daily support level they need to stay over top of. We also have a base of support from these last two trading days at 260.20. So that'll come into play on the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom in there. Here's that base of support. We've got a new high that we need to worry about by getting us over 269.20. If we stay in this range, that's going to open the door for a little bit of an equilibrium, and we're going to be focused on 269.25 and 260.20 as important levels on the hourly time frame. So here we are chopping around inside that range. Currently, the hourly trend favors the bulls. We need to see some consolidation as we're getting close to overbought conditions. RSI is at 61. I'd like to see us come close, maybe see a little resistance at 268.88, do a little sideways dance, and then make an attempt at 269.25 for a bull break during regular trading session time. That will set us up nicely for a 4-hour trend move, in which case we don't have actually a lot of resistance on the 4-hour until we get to 287.32. That's pretty much the best case we can look for the next couple days. Should we lose 260.20, we have support at 252.28, and below that would just be a continuation of the daily trend. Hey guys, taking a look at Tesla now. Tesla saw a little bit of a green day, but we're still in a very much overall downtrend on the daily time frame. A little bit of a tightening range here. We might get a pattern that we might be able to identify and use, but for the most part, we're simply just looking at lower highs, lower lows on the daily time frame. That's going to be more significant as we get into the 4-hour. It's going to make more sense there, and this is how it makes more sense. Here's our lower highs and lower lows, and until that pattern changes, we're going to stay inside this tight range. So it's all about the 4-hour pattern right now. Bulls need to get over 1749.12 in order to move to the upside with support at 1709.22 currently. And if we try to draw a pattern, we might be able to do it on the hourly time frame. Can we? We always get into the area of trying to draw something that matches our bias, and we need to be really careful about doing that. So I always hesitate to draw patterns, but I like them. So here we are on the hourly time frame. I'm just going to grab my couple reds. This seems to match the most, and then I'm just going to go and grab most of my action And that really fits that hourly trend nicely. So what I'm going to do is two things. I'm going to look for a nice trend change on the hourly time frame, establishing higher lows, higher highs, and then I'm going to see if we can't break out of this hourly channel. So if we go to the daily time frame, this is what I'm talking about, this nice tight daily area. And I want to both change that hourly trend, see if we can get a 4-hour trend change, and then I want to break out of whatever's been keeping us inside this hourly channel. This is a story in the narrative right now that we need to get out of. And once we are able to do that, then we have the potential for shifting that daily trend. And that's it for today on Amazon. This is going to be all about that hourly trend change for me going into tomorrow. And we'll keep an eye on it, see if we can't get a new trend to capitalize on. And we'll check in then. Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at Tesla. Tesla had an indecision candlestick on the 27th, and today we see a little bit of red action here with 5 minutes left to go in the day. But ultimately what I'm looking at is a pullback from a high, which is a lower high in the daily time frame, and we need to be open to the idea that we may be entering a daily downtrend. So what we're going to do is look for support at 218.36. Should we get there, that's going to be a long-term speculative area of support. And we'll see what happens when we get there. But we have established lower highs, and if we get another red day tomorrow, that's really going to lock in 248.71 as a lower high on the daily time frame. A little bit of weakness today. Bulls buying the dip, bouncing off of EMA 26, which is good. On the 4-hour time frame, we are trying to establish a 4-hour trend change, which is going to be really up to the bulls to hold a high above, or sorry, a higher low above 227.40. Should we lose that, then that 218.36 is going to be on deck. But anything above 227.40 is going to be a higher low on the 4-hour time frame, and then we can come up and see what we're going to do with 248.71. So that is going to be what is going to establish that short-term action. Either we come down and take another crack at new highs, or we come down, break, and set in a lower high and maybe test 218.36. So in the short term on Tesla, we'll see what tomorrow's trading range looks like. We will watch the hourly time frame for a break above 243.98. Anything below that is going to be a lower high on the hourly, and it's also going to be the high of pre-market. Top fishing should we get there tomorrow. Support on the hourly time frame is today's low of day at 236.11. So nice little range for us set up. A possible weird head and shoulders, but I hesitate to call it that. I'm only seeing this high, a higher high, and then a lower high. So if we pull back from 243.98, as we just talked about, that sets up further downside action and a possible test at 236.11. That's it for today.